I think we've all been there at some point, searching for somebody who will be a perfect fit, who shares in our values, our faith, and someone who will be a true friend to us in every sense of the word, that will also support us, encourage us, help us grow in our walk and relationship with God. But sadly, we sometimes find out that we fall for the wrong types of men, get stuck in a circle of reoccurring disappointment in dating and courtship, and end up with all manners of heartache and sometimes body pains, body aches. Maybe we've also dated men who claim to be Christian by words of mouth, but whose attitude and whose character is in reality a far cry from what their lips profess, because the way they handled our emotions and even the whole relationship that might have been shared with them was quite very disappointing, and one that made us to have a rethink on whether marrying a Christian husband was worth it at all, or will be worth it at all. The search for a Christian husband can be daunting and challenging, especially in today's dating landscape with the advent of social media and dating apps littered everywhere on the internet. It's very easy for one to fall for or settle for something that looks picture perfect but is in reality, is in truth very far from what we expect and what we hope for, what we desire. Superficial connections that may be great on paper, look good on paper, but never fulfills that very deep desire we have as Christian ladies to get it right with a choice of a life partner in marriage. Today, join me as I dive into key essential qualities that you should look out for as a child of God, as a Christian single sister in a husband, so that you don't make the wrong choice and you don't fall for the wrong partner. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Hepzibah Nieto. If you're just joining us, you're welcome back to my channel. Please remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, so that you can get notified, and the notification bell as well, so that you will get notified whenever I post a new video, because this channel is all about Christian courtship, dating, and marriage done the right way, done the kingdom way, so that there will be no tears in your marital or family life journey. If you're just joining us today, we are looking at key qualities and characteristics you as a single sister should be looking out for in a man you want to settle down with and call your husband. Yes, before I go further, let me say that the period of courtship is a period of um immense and intense interviewing, questioning, getting to know each other. It is not a time for fornication and all sorts of immoral activities. Not even a time to go and have fun. Or go you guys should go and have fun and enjoy yourselves, but it's not a time that you only concentrate on what you can get from him, or what he can do for you, and what he can buy you. Those things are important, but they should not be the foundation. They should not form the foundation or the basis of your choice or settling down with a particular person or a life partner, because marriage is way bigger than that. Marriage is real life, reality. Having children, getting pregnant, dealing with pregnancy issues, raising toddlers, dealing with their tantrums, having to do school runs, having to hit the traffic, coming back late and exhausted every day at night, or having to wake up early in the morning. You will need somebody who is compassionate, somebody who has empathy, somebody who is willing to help you, somebody who is sacrificial, somebody who is patient, somebody who is tolerable, and somebody who is ready to put in his own work to make sure that the family runs smoothly. Going without wasting further much time, let's look at the first quality we should be looking out for in a life partner. One, you should be looking out for a man who is a man of fervent prayer, a man who knows how to pray, a man who is a priest. He doesn't need to be called, he doesn't need to be ordained. Not everybody will marry pastors or clergymen like I did. like some of us did, because I'm married to one by the grace of God. But in that his um whatever sphere of life God has called him to, he should be able to operate there as a living child of God, as a representative of Christ. He should be able to shine the light in that place where God has placed him. That means whether or not he is wearing the collar as a called priest or an ordained priest, he should be able to operate as a priest, as a man of prayer, as a man of the intercession, as a man of spiritual insight. He should be able to be spiritually sensitive and alert to spiritual activities happening within and around him. That is the only way he can cover the family in prayer. Let me tell you, statistics shows now that a family where it is only the woman that prays and goes to church and does all the spiritual activities, there is a 70 to 80% likelihood that the children produced from such a home will not tend to prayer, or will not tend to be church goers. Neither will they even tend to take the things of God seriously. But a family where the husband is alive, the man of the house, the head of the home, who is the husband, as ordained and set up by God, is alive to his spiritual responsibilities as a husband and as a father, leading the family in prayer, in worship, in all sorts of spiritual activities, who is very diligent and dutiful in carrying the family along and always leading them to the place of prayer, to their local church, will most times raise children, most of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, raise children who will pattern their lives after him. Yes, because you are the leader of the home. The children will look after you and model after you, whether or not you or they are even aware, because that is the way God has already originally designed it to be. So you will want a man who is a man of prayer, a man who is a man of worship, a man who is a priest, a man who is spiritually sensitive and alert to spiritual activities or happenings, or who a man who can cover the family, not just financially and materially, a man who can also cover the family spiritually. Because a family whose whose head is only financially alive to his responsibilities, who does not know that there is need and there is the lack of his spiritual guidance, will only open up the home, the family, to all sorts of spiritual attacks from the enemy. Yes, if a man you settle down with is not one who takes the things of God seriously, the enemy can easily strike. If a man is given to prayer, even if his wife is not as spiritually sound as he is, you will find out that most of the time the family is spiritually secured and protected. And with time, the wife will come up to become at par, to meet up with her husband. She will feel spiritually challenged, and the Holy Spirit will begin to work on her. She will begin to pick up on spiritual traits and attributes that will make her to grow spiritually. But when reverse is the case, when it's only the woman, the wife, the mother, who is doing all the spiritual activities to make the family spiritually secure, 70 to 80% of the time, that spiritual security is not fully guaranteed and achieved. That's why you need a man of prayer. The second point here is you need a man of integrity, a man who is responsible. What are his family values? What does he expect from you as a wife? What are his expectations? Both presumed, both the one that he has learned. Let me tell you that everybody is an unknown participant in a certain type of family setting. I mean, from your parents, whether they got it right or not, you will only know when you have your own. Yes. So, how was his parents' marriage? He's growing up in his family. What was it like? What notions did he grow up with? What opinions of marriage and family life did he grow up with? How does he see women? There are some men in this day and time, which will shock you to know that some men still see women as objects. Things, not even people. They don't even see them as people, as persons, as human beings like them. They see them as acquired objects that should only be seen but not heard. So you want to find out if he has such perverse and warped notion of assumption of a woman. He doesn't believe that should have another. You should have an ambition. You should have a dream other than himself. that for the fact that he's feeding you and clothing you and maybe taking care of your family if you have dependents from your own side, you should not want anything more from life. There are men like that. So you want to find out what is his responsibility status. How accountable is he? Is he a man of integrity? Is he a man of his word? If he tells you this is what I stand by or this is what I stand for, does he really show that he stands for those things? Is he somebody that is easily swayed, easily persuaded, easily shifted like the wind by circumstances of life or by pressure? You should know these things. The third key quality you should be looking out for in a man is a servant leader, just like Christ. I mean, Christ's relationship with the church has exemplified what he should be looking for in a husband. The way Christ washed the feet of his disciples, can your husband, at some point when necessary in your marriage, for your marriage to grow, because both of you, he should see both of you as a team. He should be able to lower his ego once in a while when necessary, rather than claiming to be right and things will get irredeemably spoiled because he's trying to prove that he's a man. Can he be able to let go of certain things so that peace will reign? Because most times we find out that it's only the women that pursue peace, most times in the home. Can he be able to pursue peace as much as you do? Is he a man that can easily compromise? Is he a man that can make sacrifices? Is he a man that can bend over a little for the comfort of those around him, those he claims to love? You want to know how much of a leader. A leader is not somebody who brags or who orders or who commands or who oppresses those under him. No. A leader is somebody who leads the way, who shows the way because he's already on the way. You want a man who knows his purpose in life and who knows how to help another person achieve his or her own purpose, which may sometimes not be exactly the same. Yes, the place of purpose eh, um, comes into play in a marriage, because the Lord, if it is the Lord that brought the two of you together, he will bring somebody whose purpose aligns similarly with yours. But even at that, even with the case of twins, your purpose in life might not be exactly the same. And when there are some little differences here and there, is he able to adjust, accommodate, and accept, and also help you, spur you on to grow and excel and reach the peak of your own purpose, your own special and unique ambition? These are the things you should be looking out for. The fourth quality you should be looking out for in a husband is a man of great patience and empathy. You will not know that from how he treats you, because when a man wants to get a woman, he will put his best foot forward. So for you to really know if a man is a man of empathy, of compassion, of patience, of tolerance, you should check how he treats those around him, especially those who have been in his life the longest, people that he has known before you, like his parents, his siblings, his relations, his cousins, his co-workers, his friends. You should know, even from his circle of friends, you should listen to their conversation. These are cheat codes. A man might say things he wants you to hear because he wants you, but the moment he gets you, he will bring out his true color. No, if you want to know what the what a man really stands for, you should listen to conversations, the opinions he gives out when conversations that relate to family life topics erupts, like maybe when issues of DNA comes up, custody, wife submission, issue of a wife working, stay-at-home moms. These things you should listen to his mindset, to his opinions, to what he says, because this really portrays, this are what portrays the true state of his heart, not necessarily what he wants to tell you, not necessarily what he may have told you, but what he says at that point, what his circle of friends that he's very close with, what the people that he eats and drinks with, people that he are his confidants, his paddy in Nigerian parlance. Yes, these are the what. How do they interpret things? What do they say? Because most times, like we say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Birds of the same feather flock together. If his friends have a very confused and very funny idea of how certain aspects of family life and marriage should go, most of the times the man you are intending to settle down with is just like them. It will be very difficult for him to be different from them, because if he were, he won't be in that circle of friends with such people. So if they have a very unreasonable interpretation of what marriage or expectation, consider it to a large extent that the man you are intending to settle down with has such unreasonable ideas. Then the sixth point is a man of accountability. Who are his accountability partners? Because there's a general saying that a headless being is a monster. If you are with a man who does not respect any other person else, who does not believe he should be submitted to any other person else, a man who is not submitted to any other person, whether in the church, whether in his place of work, or not even to Christ, because being submitted to Christ totally is the peak of it. If a man is truly submitted to Christ, he will easily be submitted to other people of authority around him. But if a man does not have people he's accountable to, people you can genuinely call on days where the knot of his head is loosened, then you have a problem on your hands. Yes. Who are his accountability partners? Who are the people that he values most in his life? I'm not saying that when a man begins to court you or date you, he should carry a billboard and announce the relationship. No. But there are key people in his life that should know about your presence in his life and your position in his life, like his parents, maybe one or two of his siblings, his pastor, the people, spiritual heads, maybe his boss in the office, if they have such a relationship. But if he hides you from everybody, if he does not pinpoint certain people of great value who are matured and responsible, who you can talk to on great days in your relationship, or people who are his accountability partners, who are really living the work, who are really walking the talk, then your relationship has a very large problem that you might not be able to deal with in the long run. The next point on the list is a man who is good at communicating, a man who is matured and who is a good communicator, a man who has dealt with himself. We all know that men are not so much giving. They don't tend so much towards communicating. Most men are withdrawn. Most men are quiet and reserved, especially the kind of man that you so much desire. A man who runs his mouth all the time is just not the type of man you want to end up with. So the kind of man you desire usually will come as a reserved fellow, as a reserved individual. So he should be able to go out of his way to be able to communicate with you, because the way blood is to the human body is the way communication is to a relationship. No relationship, even relationships that are not romantic, like friendships and even parent siblings relationship, these relationships thrive on constant communication. How much more romantic relationship? Both of you are coming from different backgrounds, different families, different mindsets, different exposure, different childhood experiences, and all that. And you are trying to be one. So there will be a very serious and urgent need for constant communication. You learn from him, he learns from you. You drop some, he drops some. You pick some, she picks some, and all that. There will be need for both of you to blend together, and that blending can only be smooth and easy when both of you are good at communicating with each other. Communication goes beyond just talking. Communication means listening to the other person. Sometimes he might be good at listening. He might be good at marshalling out his points, talking, but is he also a good listener? And when he claims to listen, does he really listen to understand, or does he listen to reply, respond, or attack back, or defend himself? Is he a good listener? Does he listen to understand and get your point, get your drift? These are things you should know. A man that you want to settle down with should be good at communicating, and communicating effectively and maturely. These are things you want to do. Then the last point for now is you want a man of vision. Of course, we know that before God gave Adam a wife, Adam had to find his purpose first on earth and be on that purpose. So the first thing you should check out in the man, even before you start looking into all these qualities, is what is his purpose on earth? What is he living for? What is he living for? And if you're not able to decipher that for yourself alone, you should ask him, what is your purpose? What are your long-term goals? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What do you tend to achieve in the long term, at the long run? Because a man will only pursue you most times till he gets you. He doesn't intend to pursue you forever. So when he gets you and he decides to move on to other issues of interest that will come up in his life, where do you stay? And those issues of interest, what are they? Are there things you can accommodate? Are there things you can align yourself and your own destiny to? These are things you should know. What are his visions? What is his mission statement for himself on earth? These are the things you should know. You cannot possibly help a man who doesn't know where he's going and who is not already on his way. So you should know, where is this man going on in life, and has he already started? Because there are so many men now that speak long English, speak all form of all sorts of phonetic accents, but in depth they are so shallow. They have no plans, no goals, no aspiration, nothing bothers them, nothing they have no long-term goals. In short, they have nothing that they are actually planning towards. They just want to get a woman, get free food, get free sex at night, and all that. These are things you should find out. What is his vision in life? And find out if those visions, by prayer and mutual effective communication, if those visions align with your own vision, and if there are things you can accommodate, put up with, and things you can even help to grow. Until I come your way next time, if you have watched this video up to this time, please remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and also click the notification bell. Until I come your way next time, it's thank you and God bless you from me. Bye for now.